Hello guys, Crafty here once again with a PvP build. This time, this is a mundane build. Now, a mundane build is very interesting because the old mundane stone, when you infuse it into a weapon, you should see some really weird wonky stats happen. Basically what the mundane infusion does is it looks at all of your stats, every single stat. It looks at every single stat, and it looks at the lowest stat that you have. So if you have a 5, it's going to scale off the 5. If all your stats are 10, it's going to scale off 10. Now, as you see, all my stats are at least 20. So my mundane stuff scales at 20. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, I can explain a little further in the comments if you need to, but it's the basic mundane strategy. Vigor 20, Endurance 20, Vitality 20, Attunement 20, Strength 25. I have a Strength of 25 because I wield an Avalyn in one hand. My Dexterity is 22 because I use a Santier spear as well. My Adaptability is 20. My Int and my Faith are both 28 because you can also be pretty proficient in hexes with a mundane build, but the reason they're both 30 is because of the helmet I am wearing, or the headgear I am wearing. I am wearing a black hood. Black hood boosts not only spellcasting speed, but it also boosts your intelligence and your faith by 2. I am wearing Drake Keeper armor plus 10, hard leather gauntlets plus 6. I'm still a little on the fence of what I want to use for hands, but it's the best I can get, I guess. I don't know. I have to find out better gloves to wear. Drake Keeper boots plus 10. My rings. Clarion 3 ring plus 1. I'm not in New Game Plus, so I can't get the Executioner Chariot. Ring of Blades plus 1. Struggle to do the dual... the dual asshole fight to get the Ring of Blades plus 2. Third Dragon Ring, and pretty much this is open to anything. Bellkeeper Seal, your Covenant Ring, anything. So you can also swap in for, I don't know, a Life Ring plus 2. Whatever floats your boat. The build is light enough for that. On to the weapons. Okay. Raw Malformed Skull. Now the Raw Malformed Skull is a 35 for strength. Not a big deal. Because, as you can see, if I two-hand it, 25 is enough to actually use it. So I like using the straight-up raw Malformed Skull plus 10. I also use the Santier Spear. The Santier Spear is also mundane. It is mundane. Being that it's mundane, as you can see, it gives a boost of 205. Now, most of that is from the Ring of Blades. It's like 30-some. But 175 here. 170 actually comes from the mundane build itself for being 20 across the board. So as you can see, all these are mundane. They all give 170. So that's 170 right there. Mundane Dagger plus 9. Mundane Dagger is overpowered. Very, very powerful. One critical hit in the front can pretty much one-shot you. I will have a video showing that. Dealing like 1400 plus damage. It's sick. It's really good. They don't expect it, and it ruins their day because they don't expect that much high damage coming from a dagger. Avalyn plus 10. Mundane Avalyn plus 10. This thing does work. This thing does a lot of work. This thing does a lot of damage. Couple it with a couple elemental bolts, and you're going to ruin somebody's day. And the Dark Sunset Staff plus 5. Dark Sunset Staff plus 5 gives 319 to Dark plus 201, because it's not fair. So that's fun. So, what is the point of this build? The point of this build is, just being scummy, I guess. The Santier Spear is, well hated in the PvP community as far as I can tell, because I hate facing it. Because if you one-hand it and roll forward and then hit R1, you do Twin Blade moveset, and then poke, and so forth and so on. It's not a very fun idea. And if you two-hand it, again, you have a lot of pain incoming. Again, Avalyn, doesn't really matter what you have in the hand. But this is why this is disgusting. Because you can actually buff the mundane weapons. You can buff the Malformed Skull, and you can buff the Santier Spear. I personally like Crystal Magic Weapon because I'm a scumbag. But no, seriously. I have Dark Orbs because of this. I have Dark Fog as well because poisoning people is just, again, scummy. Not on purpose, I might switch it out later, but I haven't really found any good... You know, I don't want another Dark Fog because 21 is plenty... Or, sorry, I don't want another Dark Orb because 21 is plenty to deal with. Because it does a ton of damage because it's a mundane build. So, that is my mundane build. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Crafty. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section, and I will be sure to handle it because mundane builds are not as cut and dry as the other builds are.